So last time y'all had spoken to Erilyn the morning after Aldrin's escape. There's one thing that I forgot to mention was that after the laser had shot, the humming had stopped again.
Okay.
It's been about a week since that has happened. Erilyn comes over to you, Wyatt, and says, here's everybody's bi-weekly salary. Hands it to you. The mission pay is the same as the bi-weekly pay. 6 gold for you and 4 gold for everybody else.
All right. I will pay everyone accordingly.
I believe later today we should have some people from the Harpers stationing on the outside of this base. They're kind of gonna keep a watch on things from outside, so that way, we can still function normally. You'll notice, you'll probably want to relay this to your team, but there's going to be some glyphs around the outside where you guys normally exit. Just don't stand there for too long.
These are Harpers that I know, or are these new recruits?
I cannot tell you.
All right. What are these additional security measures for?
You remember about a week ago when Aldrin escaped and somebody managed to infiltrate this outpost.
Yep.
So that's what...
all part of that?
Yeah.
Should they know who we are, or do we need, secret code or something?
They already know who you are.
All right. I will relay that to my team then.
You might want to also talk to Team 3. They have some insight on your next mission. I have some things to attend to first, but after you talk to them, come see me.
All right. Sounds good. Will do. So I guess I would, with this information, go and try and find my team and tell everyone to meet up in the main hall to debrief them. I just tell everyone to meet me in the hall ASAP.
I do that.
Same. Yeah, me too.
All right, Team 2. So I was just debriefed by Erilyn. And first off, have everyone's bi-weekly pay. So here you go. And I hand everyone 4 gold each. You're welcome. So obviously, because of the events that have perspired within the past week or two, we have some extra security measures Erilyn has told me about. First, there are extra Harpers patrolling the grounds. They know who we are, so they shouldn't cause us any trouble. There are also some glyphs around. Make sure that you don't stand around them for too long, but they shouldn't cause us any trouble. Our next mission will be given to us by Team 3, so we gotta find Team 3 to figure out what we're gonna do next. Would I know where Team 3 is? Do they have a...
Their room is on the opposite end of the hallway as yours.
Alright, I'm gonna go see Team 3. Do y'all wanna join me?
Sure.
I'm gonna start walking towards Team 3's quarters.
Yeah, so as you walk into their quarters, you hear Sal and Jeff. They're playing a card game. And Tenora is there, and she's kind of laughing at them because it looks like Sal has all of the coins that are on the table except for one, and Jeff has the other one. Scooter is sleeping in one of the beds there.
All right, I'm gonna approach Scooter. Hey, how you been?
He's like, tired.
Oh, why's that?
Had a late night last night.
Oh yeah?
We may have played cards a little too long, and I may have been a little bit inebriated.
Well, Erilyn had told me that y'all might have some information about Team 2's next project.
All right, aren't you Team 2?
Yes, that's who I'm referring to, is me and my team, and I turn around and I'm like...
He says, don't be so obtuse, boy. Just be straightforward, I told you I had a rough night.
All right, sorry about that. Tell me what to do then, sir.
Let me sleep. Jeff knows, so he's got the details. And then he rolls over and goes back to sleep. He puts his pillow over his head to cover his ears.
Then I guess I'll approach Jeff and I'll say, I guess you're the man to talk to.
He says, yeah, sorry, Sal, looks like, we're just gonna have to call it even, we're not gonna be able to finish the game, so. And then Sal's like, no, we're just gonna stop right there then. So then Jeff shakes his head, looks down, he takes his one coin and puts it in his pocket and puts the cards down. He says, let's go into the hallway and let Scooter sleep.
All right, and I'll follow them into the hallway.
Yeah, when we were on our sort of bonding experience together, I was talking to my old pal, LaRusta, and we got to talking about this old tale about this minotaur that came across the sea. That got me thinking that I had seen a similar sort of setup in the basement of the ship that kind of looked like, oh man, I forget what it's called. It's like a thing that you push and it's got the chains around it. It's basically to bring up an anchor. So then I was talking with Scooter. I guess he knew a story that had to do with the anchor that was on the ship that this minotaur came across the sea on. And so I got all this information, gathered it all up for you. Basically, the anchor this minotaur used was on his ship, got destroyed or something in like a big storm. Get this, he came here through a portal in the sea. When he came out of the portal, that must have either caused a storm or a storm was happening. His ship got destroyed. I think the story is like it got sucked into the portal, so it's back on the other side of the portal. From some of the descriptions, it seems like the anchor that he used is made of the same material that the ship is made out of. So that's kind of the item, the artifact, if you want to call it that, is the next sort of thing that we're after. I talked to my old friend Larista. He gave me a map to an island that's near allegedly where this minotaur came out of this portal across the sea. So, and he hands you this map out of his pocket. You know, I don't have any connections with boats anymore, other than my friend Larusta. So you probably have to talk to him. He's all the way. Well, he made his own port. You probably have to head down there. It's off the coast of Orlambar, Frostbite Port.
All right. So just to make sure I understand this correctly, our next artifact is an anchor that was thrown through a portal.
It's the only one we're aware of right now. Team 1 is off trying to gather information on those. I think somebody pointed them out. They're like pentagon-shaped things.
Oh, the other artifact?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's, since we found the gem, we can kind of narrow down what we're looking for, like with the type of items and what they do. So,
do we know if the anchor is on this side of the portal or the other side? Because we're going to this the place that this map is specifying that the portal lets out, correct?
Yeah, we think that the ship is on the other side of the portal because there's like no mention of like the wreckage or anything in like any of the stories that mentioned all this. We looked at a few stories that there was people who were trying to scry for it and they couldn't find it. So that either means it's like super far away or isn't there.
Your inkling is probably that we'll have to open up this portal, correct?
Yeah, that map I gave you, all Larusta said about it was that it was like the same map that this Minotaur used when he came over here, but I don't believe him on that. Especially because it has his name on the top of it.
LaRusta's?
LaRusta, yeah. People call him LaRusta Half-Face, but he doesn't like that.
Do you think LaRusta will have any information on how to open this portal?
I don't think so. He's a good sailor, a good captain, and he was. Now he's getting up there. I think he probably will only know things that have to do with ships. Yeah, that'd be my guess.
We should probably go to him to find out more information about the ship, maybe the material, but otherwise that's kind of what he's good for, yeah?
Ships, yeah, for sure. I mean, I sold him my old shipping shack out there. I just had a dock and, people would fish off of it and, rent some kayaks sometimes. And then he just turned it into like this whole huge operation. So, kind of wish I went like 50-50 with him on that, but, whatever.
You win some, you lose some. Sometimes that's how it be.
True. Gotta know when to fold them.
Thank you for the info. By chance, do you know of anyone who might know more information about portals?
Maybe Tenora?
I'll talk to her then.
All right. You want me to get her for you? She's right in there.
Yeah, go for it if you want.
So he goes in there, and then she comes out. What do you want to know about portals?
Our next assignment, I'm guessing, is going to require us to go through a portal that I guess
Ooh, exciting.
And, what?
She says, ooh, exciting.
I know. This is my first experience with them. Do you know anything about it? Obviously, we'll probably have to open it. Do you have any inklings of advice that you could give us before we head out?
Usually you have to know some sort of, I guess it depends on if it's a portal. Yeah, usually you have to know the symbols of the place that you're going, or you have to do some sort of spell. I guess it really depends on the portal, but definitely there's some sort of way to activate them generally.
Are there usually like triggers to open the portal? Like, do we need anything for them?
I mean, I wouldn't know without looking at the portal itself.
Actually, do you mind sending Jeff out here one more time?
Oh,
I have another question for him.
She leans aside and says, Jeff. He says, what is it now? And then comes out.
Jeff, what's the likelihood you know what's on the other side of this portal? Do you know where it is?
What was the name? The name of the place was Ansalon or Kothos, something like that.
Those words aren't very similar. I don't know how you mixed them up.
Well, I don't know which one is which, but I think one is a big territory, and the other is maybe an island nearby or something.
All right, awesome.
Because I guess...
Have you... Oh, go for it.
From some of the stories, there's people who have come from over there over to here, and and vice versa. Most of them use random portals from in other places, or an old wizard was talking about this place, stuff like that. There was only one mention of using this sea portal or whatever it's called.
Good enough. Thanks so much. And I'm going to turn back to my team. Say, everyone got that?
Yeah.
All right. I think we'll probably talk to Erlyn next. While I talk to Erlyn and get the down low, do you guys mind doing some research and finding out more information about Ansalon or Pothos?
Sure.
Yeah, we can try our best.
You know what? I'll call out Sal.
He comes out and says, "Hey, how's it going there?"
Well, I know how well researched are you in terms of geography?
Well, I mean, I know the Sword Coast pretty well. I've been, going up and down it all these years, spreading the good word of Lathander, and then he goes spreads Lathander.
Makes sense. Have you heard of any place called Ansalon or Pothos?
Pothos. No, but you know what? I think you might have that word wrong. I think Jeff was saying Kothos.
Pothos with a C.
I think it's a K, yeah.
You've never heard of either of these places?
No, actually, I don't. I mean, they're not in the Sword Coast, so...
Good to know. Well, thanks for your help. That was useful.
Yeah, of course.
Let's all go talk to Erlyn, see what information she can give us, and then we'll check out this LaRusta. And then I'm gonna head to wherever I believe Erlyn would be.
She's upstairs in the ship at the back. She's kind of, after everything with Aldrin, she spends most of her time in there going over paperwork.
Is her door closed?
There is no door.
I'll probably knock on the molding, and I'll say, Erlyn, are you free to chat for a sec?
Yeah, sure. And she brushes aside a big pile of papers.
I'll approach the desk. I'm guessing my team's coming with me. We spoke with Team 3. They gave us this map, and apparently we're being sent to find a portal that leads somewhere called Ansalon or Kothos. Do you know anything about any of this?
Yeah, I had already spoken to Jeff about this. What you'll probably have to do is go to Frostbite Port, and you'll probably have to take a boat out there. The issue is we only get a weekly supply from the merchants that come up the tradeway. I usually have Gizmo order enough for the week at the tavern, and then have somebody bring it over. Based on and she pulls out a map of the Sword Coast, and she's like, this will probably be your fastest way there. The water is kind of getting colder as we start to enter mid-fall, so you're going to actually have a strong breeze coming off of the coast out into the ocean. Normally this would probably take triple the amount of time. I know LaRusta has a pretty good long ship with a sail on it. This will still take about almost a week to get over there, and you know that a week in Faerun is 10 days. It's called a 10-day.
I guess I need to clarify something a little bit. We're meeting up with LaRusta at Frostbite Port so that we can take a ship to the place that the map is telling us that one side of the portal is, correct?
The map is of an island the Minotaur passed by, which this portal is near or opens up near. So you're heading to that.
Oh, okay. So that's where we're going.
Yeah.
LaRusta's boat is going to take us to this fish island.
Mm-hmm.
Erlyn, do you happen to know anything that might help us about portals? I'm not the most well-versed in magics, but do you have any idea how we might be able to open this portal? I don't know how much information you know.
She says, usually there's some sort of sigils or symbols that you have to have or know, or maybe an item from the place that you're going to get there more accurately. I've really only had experience with teleportation circles. So, those are kind of like a portal.
Okay, you said we might need to know specific sigils, or we might need something from the place the portal opens up into.
Yeah, maybe. But from what I could guess based on what Jeff was telling me, it has something to do with that island on that map. So
the portal?
Yeah.
Have you been to this island?
No.
I imagine this is probably going to take a little bit of money, especially renting a boat. So I'll save my receipts this time.
Good.
I'll give them back to you when we get back, all right?
Sure.
I'm going to give everyone an hour or so, and then we'll meet back up in the main hall and head out. Does anybody have any objections to that?
No.
All right, so that's what we'll do. I'll meet you out in the hall in about an hour. So that's what I'll do. I'll probably head to my quarters and start packing.
Same.
I'll go stand in the hall for an hour.
Perfect. Are you not bringing anything?
All I own is what I got on me right now.
I'm going to say that I packed without issue. I packed everything that is on my character sheet, and then I head down to the main hall.
So it's been like a week since Aldrin escaped, yes?
Yeah.
Is the sauna done?
Yeah.
Shit.
So yeah, just so we can fit it in canonically, when you had the like opening ceremony, the ribbon cutting or whatever, that's when I would have suggested that you call it the debriefing room.
Perfect. Can we say that it takes me like 20 minutes to pack, and then I go spend the rest of the time in the sauna?
Just gonna get real sweaty right before.
Getting one last sweat on.
Yeah. So when I walk into the main hall, I'm like dripping sweat. I'm very, very spicy.
And just before y'all are about to leave, Tenora comes out with 2 wrapped packages, and she gives one to Abby, and then she gives one to Din. She says, I just made these. You want to cool them down first, but some walnut brownies.
Thank you very much.
So you can count that as an extra day of rations.
Is everyone all set and ready to go?
I am now.
All right, I guess we're ready to go. All right, everyone, let's head out, and I'll head out towards the Frostbite Port.
So it's going to take about 2 days it's like a day and a half to get there.
I'm guessing we're pitching camp and resting in between those 2 days. Yeah, I mean, does anything happen between the first when we head out and the first night?
No.
Once it gets around like 9, I tell everyone, all right, seems like a good time to hitch camp and get some rest before we make it to Frostbite Port tomorrow. How does that sound to everyone?
Works for me.
Good.
Cool. Do I see anywhere that would make sense to pitch camp?
Yeah, you guys actually cut through some trees, and then you're just on the edge of them when it's about this time.
Okay, so we'll set up camp, and if everything's uneventful, we'll have dinner and go to sleep.
As you are having dinner, you hear a rustle coming from the trees. You see this long-limbed thing come out from the forest and has these long, sort of like pointy fingers. Its skin
Like
looks
a Slender Man.
kind of, except it only has 2 arms. And has these like long, sort of like matted, shiny hair, like raggedy. It looks like it has like this like slimy, dark green skin. And it seems like it's lumbering towards all of you.
Does it seem threatening?
Make me an insight check.
A9.
What the fuck is that thing? Can anybody identify that creature?
If you want to know what it is, whomever can do a nature check. Yeah, this thing seems to be like snarling a little bit, and you would guess that it's coming to attack.
Okay. Did anybody want to roll a nature check?
Yeah, I did. I got an 11.
I got a 10.
I'll also roll a nature check.
Arrow, if you want to roll, you can roll at advantage because you lived nearby for a while.
5. So
Didn't go to 15. Me,
Yeah, sorry.
10.
What did you get, Arrow?
11.
Din, you know that this is a troll.
I mean, as soon as I realize it's aggressive, I'm gonna say, all right, everyone, weapons at the ready. I don't know what this is, but it seems aggressive.
Everyone roll for initiative.
5.
I
15,
got a
by the
14.
way. I have 15.
You said you got a 15, Wyatt?
Yep.
What it didn't get?
I got a 16 for initiative. Didn't get an 18. He didn't have his deck.
It was 21.
It is Arrow's turn.
I'm gonna throw my sword at it.
So,
Swords aren't projectiles!
I mean,
did you see the arrow fighting the basilisk?
I guess.
13 to hit.
That does not hit. That lands in the ground right behind it. Okay, Din.
Yeah, so I'm going to attack with Corrosive Grasp.
What does that do?
Your hand becomes momentarily covered with thick layer of acid. Make a melee spell attack against a creature you could reach. On a hit, the target takes 46 acid damage.
Nice.
16.
16 hits.
16, isn't that plus whatever something else too?
No, it's just they take 46 acid.
All right, so this thing screams out in pain as it takes 16 points of acid damage. Why? Your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna try and I have both of my crossbows in both hands, so I'm gonna try and hit the troll. I mean, I don't know it's a troll because no one told me, but I'm gonna hit the spooky thing with my first hand crossbow. All right, that's a 12.
Yeah, so you shoot that, bounces off one of its arms, so you can kind of see like this, like it has like a kind of a thick rubbery hide to it.
My next hand crossbow is a dirty 20.
That lands in its other shoulder.
My damage is 7.
It is Shizeno's turn.
I'm going to use my Ancestral Decree, so I can use a command die to grant another creature that can see and hear me. Temporary hit points equal to the die. Well, it's 1. But it's going to go on Abby. As long as you have at least one temporary hit point left over from that, you will get an extra d4 on any spell that you make, or spell that you cast.
To hit or damage?
On the damage. To have a single target though. So you can't use like a AoE or anything.
Magic missile.
Yeah. Okay. And then I will actually use my attack. So I will pull out my sword and Nagamaki, and I will attack from 10 feet away. That is a 19 to hit.
That hits.
So that's 4. Also, my chickadee can attack. He's gonna attack with his beak. So 17 to hit.
That hits. What's his name again?
Kadama. Yeah, so I do 1d1 piercing.
Gets him right in the eye. Din, what is your AC?
16.
Okay, that does not hit. As you move back, this troll goes to slash at you with its long claws, but manages not to take it. So then it is Abby's turn.
I'm going to use Mind Spike. I need to make a wisdom saving throw.
That is a 9.
That is going to be a fail. I reach into its mind. On a failed save, I also always know the target's location until the spell ends, which is up to 1 hour, as long as we're on the same plane of existence. While I have this knowledge, it can't become hidden from you. If it's invisible, it gets no benefit. But it's going to take 3d8 damage. Psychic damage. 16 damage.
Okay.
Did you add the d4 to that?
I did not. That's a 4. It's going to be 20 damage.
Love that.
It like puts its claws on its head and starts like shaking. It is Arrow's turn.
I'm going to use Valari to get my sword back. 24 to hit.
Yep, 24 hits.
I got a 6, which is the weapon flies directly to my hand.
Nice.
1d6 plus 4 slashing. 8.
So it kind of whizzes by its head. The sword is like flying through the air, spinning as if it's going to like swing and chop its head off, but then it kind of like hears it swishing through the air and like ducks a little bit. You manage to like cut the top of its head as it flies back into your hand.
Did she like scalped it?
A little bit. It does seem bloody now though. It is Din's turn now.
I'll do the same attack. 15.
Just misses. Yeah, so you go to slash at this thing, and it seems like it's trying to mimic you by like jumping backwards the same way that you did. Wyatt's turn now.
I'm going to try and attack with my crossbows again. A natural 20.
So if you want to roll 1 die and times it by 2, or roll 2 times.
I'll just roll 2 dice.
Okay.
11 piercing damage.
So you managed to hit this thing in the heart, and so it kind of like goes to grab at the arrow and like rips it out, and some like stuff spurts out, but it's still alive.
All right, then I'm gonna try and hit it with my second hand crossbow. 18.
18 hits.
It's only 2 damage.
You manage to like whiff it by the cheek, and it goes. So it is Shizeno's turn.
Flash out of Nagamaki again, and I got an 18 to hit.
18 hits.
That is a 8 damage. And then Chickadee will go and try to peck at it again. 30-20 to hit.
Nice.
So it's 1 damage of piercing.
Yeah, so it's actually going to turn towards you, Shizeno. Okay, so Dan, you get an opportunity attack on this as it moves towards Shizeno.
Well, yes, I'll just attack. 19. 3 points.
So this thing jumps up and lunges at you, Shizeno, and manages to do 11 slashing damage to you as it manages to get its claws like under your armor around like the neck. Manages to like slice like your neck a little bit as it lunges at you. But then when it's in like midair, Dim like slashes its side. As it lands, you see its chest wound sort of like close up. It is now Abby's turn.
I'm going to use a Ray of Sickness at a 2nd level. 16.
That hits.
So yeah, it's going to need to make a Constitution save.
Does a 9.
No, it does not. That takes 13 poison damage. Failed save, it is now poisoned.
Poisoned with death. How do you want to kill it?
Yeah, I guess I would just shoot at it, a ray, shoot it at its gash in its chest, and then I guess it goes in and pops out all the other wounds and like his eyes and his mouth, and he just falls over.
Nice. All right, so yeah, this thing is dead on the ground now. like leaking fluids.
Good job, team. That was a good workout before we head to bed. Anybody want to help me move this troll into the woods so that it's not like rotting next to our campsite tonight?
Sure.
So I'm gonna pick up one of the troll feet, and I'm guessing I'm gonna motion for Shizeno to pick up the other one.
Yeah, okay. With the feet of the arm.
You're each grabbing a foot and dragging it, not lifting the whole thing off the ground.
Okay, I mean, I could probably just lift it, but I guess we can drag it. I'll grab the other foot.
Well, how big are trolls?
I mean, they're large, yeah.
I wouldn't question why it anyway. If he pointed to the foot, even if I would just go do it. So.
Okay.
All right, and I'm gonna start pulling. I'm gonna start pulling it into the woods.
Make me a strength check.
3.
6.
As you guys are like pulling it, it kind of like seems like it gets like stuck a little bit, and you go to pull, and the legs kind of come off. It seems like it's a little bit more juicy because of the ray of sickness.
Hey, Abby and Aerolith, do you mind helping?
Yeah, sorry, I stepped away for a second. What am I helping you with?
We're dragging the troll body away from our camp.
Yes, yeah, I'll help you with that.
I mean, I could probably take a leg.
I hand my leg to Abby.
Okay.
I guess I'll help Aerolith carry the torso via the arms.
Get that into the woods there.
This thing's pretty disgusting looking, huh?
Yeah. When you're like moving it into the forest, it's got like from being dragged, it's got like leaves are getting all like stuck to it.
What does it smell like?
It smells like hot garbage.
It smells pretty bad, huh?
Yep. And then once we're done, I'm gonna say, all right, well that's enough for today. I'm gonna head to bed. I'll see y'all outside as soon as the sun rises. All right. Gotta get a good head start so we can make it to us.
What do you think this creature tastes like?
Not great.
Slightly colder garbage.
So that we can make it to Frostbite Fort while it's still light out, so we can set up the boat. So I'll see you outside tomorrow morning.
Okay.
So I head into my tent.
Sorry, before I go to bed, I have it's a 1 hour ritual. It ignites it in benign flames, which grant immunity to fire damage, advantage on saving throws against spells, and it gives off a bright light 10 feet radius and dim light 10 feet or beyond that.
So-
It's, as far as I can tell, it's permanent. I just have to do it once.
Okay. So is it like always like lit up?
Yeah, it just gives off benign flames.
Okay.
And if it dies, I have to do it to a new one, I guess. But as far as I can tell, I just have to do it the one time.
How long are we sleeping for? Is this going to be a long rest?
Yeah.
So I get my back?
Yeah. So y'all get the effects of a long rest, and it's like a little bit chilly and slightly windy.
Right. So I'm guessing I'm outside waiting for the rest of my.
I'm there bright and early, so I don't need the 8 hours.
Is everyone ready to head out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Great.
Darn
So
tootin'.
I'll look at the map and I will head toward Frostbite Fort.
Yeah, so you get there about noon, we'll say, and you come up, there's like this big wooden shack that's connected to this huge stone building, and there's a very long dock that sort of goes out and then takes like a 90-degree turn to the left, and then there's like a smaller dock that goes out and goes to the right, but they don't intersect. There's like a little space in between them. There's a few small boats attached to the small dock, and there's a few big boats out along the large dock, and you see a bunch of people like loading crates and barrels and stuff onto different ships.
Does it seem like there's like a boathouse?
That would be the shack with the big stone building attached to it.
I'm gonna head in that direction.
Yeah, so there's like a little bar window at the front of the shack. At the shack, there's like this really old man. He has a brown hooded cloak on, and half of his face looks like it's frostbitten.
Hello, sir. How are you today?
So it's a bit chilly this morning, but what can I do for you?
We're looking for someone named LaRussa. Is that you?
So that'd be me.
Awesome. We spoke with our friend Jeff, who told us that
Oh, you guys know Jeff?
yeah, nice
Good fellow.
guy. We're actually following the lead you gave him, or you at least reminded him of. We're actually trying to find a portal, and I show him the map. We need to get here.
Oh, you headed to my island, huh?
Yeah, you own the island?
Well, I named it. It didn't. It wasn't on the maps before. I went out there and I sort of put it on the map, so to speak.
According to Jeff, it seems like there is a portal that leads to or around your island, and we need to find that portal in order to further our research at the
That's okay. Us old guys, we start to lose our brains.
Yeah. Are you willing to bring us to La Rusta Island, or are you?
He laughs and he says, "No, I'm far too old for that."
Are we able to rent a boat and sail there ourselves, or do you have a that we can rent to bring us there?
Yeah, I mean, normally I wouldn't rent you the type of boat that you need to get out there, but since you're good friends with Jeff, and he was telling me that you might come by. Yeah, I can do that. But, you better bring it back because that's an expensive boat. That thing cost me about 320 platinum, so...
Do you require any payment for the rental of your boat?
You bet. You better have at least 10 gold for me because, for all I know, Jeff's trying to pull a little prank on me. Sometimes he does that. But, if you take off with that boat, I'm going to have to at least pay somebody to take you out.
Can you give me a receipt for that?
Receipt?
I'll chip in.
Yeah.
I'll chip in like 5 gold.
Yeah, he writes out like this little scroll for you, and then he stamps it.
Okay. Then I'll put that in my pocket, and then I take 5 gold that Aerolith gave me, and I take 5 gold out of my pocket, and I give that to him. Totaling 10 gold, so. Cool.
He says, yeah, it's going to be the one over there, and he points to the longer dock, and you see this long 50-foot ship with a small, it's like 50 feet by about 10 feet wide, and at the back of the ship is a little tiny captain's quarters. Basically, you'd only really be able to crouch down into it and get maybe 1 or 2 people in there at a time. And it has a collapsible mast on it, so it kind of leans back and rests on the captain's quarters. Its sails are bound up on that.
Does this rental come with a crew, or are we looking to sail this route ourselves?
Unless you got 2,400 gold, I can't really outfit you with a crew for. Well, it's gonna probably take you maybe 9 days out there and probably another 10 back. So that's 2 weeks worth of stuff for at least 8 folks. That's a pretty penny.
All right.
Yeah, say that those are the union fees. I don't get a say in most of that.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. And then I head towards the ship, I guess.
It says safe travels.
Thank you. And on the way there, I'll probably turn to the rest of my team and ask, does anybody know how to sail a boat?
I'm not proficient in land vehicles.
Are you really?
Yeah, I think I can drive a land vehicle, but not a boat.
Perfect. Love it. So was that a no? Shizeno, Din, are you proficient in sailing?
I just swim where I want to go. I'm never really all over the boat.
We're essentially trying to pilot an old-timey plane, and no one knows how to drive it.
Yeah, you just start it up, right?
Right, you just... Yeah. All right. I mean, it'll be an adventure for sure.
Wait, is this a plane or a boat?
Oh, but the equivalent today would be well, I mean, I guess you could also sail a boat today. Yeah. Boats haven't become extinct yet. Guess we'll get on the boat.
I'm gonna be how hard can it be, really?
I have no idea. But we'll make it through. It'll be fine.
Make me a perception check.
13.
You see the wind blowing, right, and the waves from that, and then it becomes still for a moment, and then a big gust of wind blows to the northwest. And you feel like this is some sort of supernatural force. The other people don't feel this.
It feels like some supernatural force.
What does the wind?
Yeah, that.
Okay. Din, do you know what that means? Why would you assume it's supernatural? Or do you have any idea what kind of supernatural force would want us to have an easy passage?
It's probably by the guidance of my patron, Abara. She's probably, wishing me on a good voyage.
Who?
My deity. Never remind her name. I shouldn't have said it.
Oh, okay. Well, if you speak to them,
when you say I shouldn't have said it, the wind blows back towards the coast very strongly.
I mean, isn't Isn't she awesome? Elvira is my god. She is the god of the cities.
And then it blows back to the northwest again.
She's pretty awesome. Way to blow.
Wow, that is a strong connection you have with your god. That's impressive.
Yeah, we're pretty close.
Can I just take down who your god is? How do you spell it?
EPHARA.
Would I know like what she's the god of? You said of cities?
Cities, civility, justice, wisdom.
But judgment on lookout, huh? You know, Elvira is the greatest god there is across all societies.
I will say, I have not had very much help from the gods in my life, so I do appreciate it being to my benefit now. So, like I said, definitely give her a thank you from good old Wyatt Graves.
Will do.
Probably head onto the ship. Why am I nervous about my fictional character sailing a fictional boat?
You.
Because then they die and you can never play as them again.
I know. And he's so good. Yeah, I'll head onto the boat and I'll start sailing.
All right. So you undo the boat from or you start to undo the boat being tied to the dock, and then somebody goes to start walking over there and then looks at the shack, and then the rooster waves them and says that it's fine, and then they go, oh, okay, and they don't come over there. Yep. And then so your ship is slightly adrift now, away from the dock.
Are we doing okay?
Oh, you're just drifting.
Well, we have to undo the sails, right? Or at least the tiny sails to get out of port, correct?
Mm-hmm. Also, the mast is laying on its side.
Okay, then I guess I'm gonna realize that the mast is laying on its side, and I'll say, all right, crew, let's get these sails open and working so that we can get out of port. The wind seems to be in our favor, so we better take advantage of it while we can. Someone, or maybe two people, help me with this main sail, and I start trying to lift it up.
I'll help.
Okay.
I'll help.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll help.
What?
And we'll also help.
Okay.
Yay!
Yeah, so with that amount of people, you can't go wrong. You get the mast up, and you tie it down.
Cool. Then I would release the sails. Maybe I might tell Shizeno, because Shizeno's probably more familiar than anyone with water.
That's true. I am pretty familiar with water. That's one way to put it.
So, so I'd probably tell you to steer the ship.
I don't see the connection, but okay. I'll do that.
I'm gonna say,
Hey,
Shizano, I know you know about water a little bit. How about you give the good old wheelie thing a whirl.
There isn't one of those on the ship.
Assuming it's a rudder.
Yeah, there's a rudder.
Shizano, how about you take the rudder and steer us in the right direction?
I'll try. I'll do. Yes, I will do it.
I know you'll do great. I know you are the best person for this job, and you are going to absolutely destroy this task. I promise.
Destroy something. Yeah, I'll try.
You got this. I believe in you.
I'll go over to the rudder and see if I can figure out what the hell it is.
Okay, yeah. So you turn it one way, and it starts to turn the boat the opposite way. So you pretty quickly realize how you're supposed to use this, and you're off sailing to the northwest.
Yay, we did it!
Well, you got 9 more days to go.
I know. I spooked.
The wind seems good for all throughout the whole day and into the night, and nothing happens.
Hey, we're doing so good. Good work, team.
What did we do?
We're sailing. We're sailing a boat. I knew we could do it.
Cool.
What time is it at this point?
It's about noon.
I guess we'd continue on sailing, right?
You tell me?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I would do. I'd want to get there as quickly as possible.
You make it another day, and the wind starts to shift a little bit to the west.
That's good though, right? We're going well.
I mean, until we hit the land, we have to go around.
I'm guessing we'd keep sailing.
So as you're sailing through the night, you hear the water sort of breaking and like some splashing going on.
Sounds
I would
sketchy.
I would probably let the team know.
Go sneak a peek.
Yeah, if anybody's asleep, I'd probably wake them up, and I'd probably, after doing that, go investigate.
You both have like night vision, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Or
have-
dark vision. Sorry, not,
Yeah.
not night vision. Yes.
Also very bright bird.
Oh, that's true. You managed to make out the splashing and breaking of the water sound is some killer whales popping up and then splashing down, doing like belly flip flops next to you.
Onto the
That's
boat.
dope.
No, onto the water.
Ah,
They're like traveling along with you and just.
I like them. Wow, what a sight. What a beautiful sight. Nature is healing.
Just say, glad you woke me up for this. This is pretty cute.
Well, I was afraid it was like something bad.
No, I'm glad. I'm glad I got to see the whales looking around. It's cute.
Well, I'm happy to have invited you. Very romantic.
Yeah.
I imagine I would be able to tell if they were a threat.
Yeah, they're not. You actually see one of them flip a fish up in the air and then catch it.
I love it. So acrobatic. I wish I had those acrobatic
Wow.
skills.
And then as it catches it, it kind of like shakes it around and like pieces of it kind of everywhere.
Nature is also very violent. And then I'll probably head to bed after a few minutes.
You wake up and everything's fine. Everybody make me a perception check.
18.
13.
7 for Din.
7 plus 4.
11. Anybody got over a 10? You realize that your rations are kind of getting low?
Okay.
Like lower than they should be?
No, just you start realizing that, oh yeah, my food is starting to run out.
Okay. So I would probably. What time is it right now?
It's about noon.
Do we
I
have
would
like a
say-
fishing pole?
I was gonna discuss with the team. So basically, I'm sure everyone's kind of realized our rations are getting low. So I figured we'd discuss kind of what we want to do, and we have a few options. As far as I see it, I see 3 options. The first, we stop somewhere and get more supplies. The second, we fish to get more supplies. The third, we have a fight to the death and eat the weakest link.
Where are we gonna stop? We're in the middle of the ocean.
According to the map, are we near that like break? That land break?
Yeah, where the Korean archipelago, you're kind of cresting the top of that.
I mean, if anybody has a fishing pole, I'm down to try to fish something out.
We could just tie a rope to Shizeno.
Yeah, I don't super want to eat fish, but I guess if it's life or death.
I guess we'll take a vote on our options. So first option, like I said, is to stop on this archipelago. Second option is for fishing. Third option is for cannibal. So when you hear 1, 2, or 3, raise your hand with your most preferred option.
Wait, the first one was stop?
Yeah.
First one was stop.
Okay.
2 was fish. 3 was cannibalism. But no auto
Interesting plan.
cannibalism. Whoever's getting eaten doesn't get a bite. Right, draw the line.
Does everyone know what they're choosing? Does anybody need more time? All right, everyone for option 1, stopping on this archipelago here, raise your hand.
I raise my hand.
Okay, so we have 2 votes for option 1. All right, everyone for option 2, fishing, raise your hand. No. All right.
I'm gonna look around and realize that nobody else is gonna vote for cannibalism and probably vote for fishing.
All right, and then I'll say, all right, option 3, cannibalism, raise your hand. All right, I guess we're stopping. So I would start preparing the boat in any way I know how to dock at the next port that I see.
Yeah, so as you get closer, you see that this part of the archipelago is very rocky and kind of mountainous. So you're like heading in towards like a rocky cliff.
Well, that's not a port.
I mean,
I said-
not all land is a port.
Well, no, but so this archipelago, it's named and everything, right? So would I assume that there are people on it?
I mean, if you go up and down a whole coastline, there's not always going to be cities on it.
Yeah, well, that's why I was saying when I see the next like port that makes sense for us to dock at, then that's when we would dock. We're only getting low on routes. We're not out of them.
What I'm saying is you couldn't see a port from where you were, so you moved in
Yeah,
closer.
we were in the middle of the ocean, but now we're by land to look.
Okay, all right. So I'll keep an eye out as we sail closer to the land.
So far, you don't really see anything.
Then I would probably keep sailing.
Yeah, some of the cliff kind of like starts to come down in elevation a little bit. You're going along the coast for about maybe like an hour at this point.
So that's a sign that we'll probably reach some sort of civilization. Is that what I would assume?
You could assume that. I don't know how true that is.
Okay. All right. I mean, we keep sailing if we don't see anywhere that makes sense to stop.
Okay. About 2 more hours goes by, and it starts to turn into these it's like hilly kind of terrain.
Okay. Keep sailing.
So now you're kind of reaching a point where you're going to start heading more south than you are west. Do you want to keep sailing?
I'm gonna ask the team. All right. So it looks like if we keep sailing, we're gonna start moving south, which is not where we want to go. We want to keep moving west. But I haven't seen anywhere opportune where we can stop yet. What do y'all think we should do?
Fish.
Could just fish. Let's give fishing a chance then. It doesn't seem like we have any options for picking up more rations from a store. Yeah, so I guess it's time to start the fishing mini game, right?
Sure.
I'm gonna say I'll start. I'll man the rudder,
Sure. I mean, that's a thing on the boat.
and y'all can try fishing for a little bit.
Does anybody have a fishing line?
Are we like spearfishing?
Yeah. How fast is the boat moving?
Like,
I could try fishing by throwing my sword at fish and recalling it.
not very fast.
Would you say 30 feet of, like, 30 feet per turn? Or less?
Less than that.
Alright, cool. I'm definitely jumping in the water going to catch fish.
Okay.
Like, are we running low on water as well?
Yeah, kind of all together.
Yeah, I need to be submerged in water daily or drink twice as much as I would otherwise have to. So yeah, I'll just submerge in it. That's fine.
Okay. So how are you trying to catch these fish?
With my hands.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to grab some sort of like exotic, brightly colored fish down there.
I'll try to make friends with it before I bring it up. It can't understand what I'm saying. I just appreciate the fish.
Okay.
Can I throw my sword in the water and try to skewer a fish and recall it?
Sure. Make me a ranged attack.
23.
Yeah, so you managed to get one of these fish. They have like a red kind of underbelly and like a silvery blue on top, and they actually have like sharp teeth. But you managed to skewer one.
It's a 4, which is the weapon comes back to my hand.
Cool. And there's a little wiggly fish on it.
Nice.
Noise.
I'm gonna get a closer look at it. Is it still wiggling around?
No, it's like dead now.
Super dead.
Yeah. It only has 1 HP, so you have 2 fish.
I'd bring it to Wyatt. I'd be like, I got a fish here.
I would definitely remind directly to Wyatt as well. I need the praise.
Good job. Good job, team. We'll probably need a little bit more fish if we're gonna feed the whole crew. So maybe
So I jump off the boat mid-sentence. You said we need more, so I jumped off while you were still talking.
if you aren't too tired, we might need a few more, but we can always try fishing again tomorrow.
I guess I'll go try to get another one.
You don't get a fish that time. It like slips through your hands.
I'm still having fun. It's fine.
Trying to catch another fish.
Okay.
I think it's the same thing as before because I rolled another 17 plus 6.
You managed to spear another one.
It is a 2, and that is the weapon flies towards your hand at double speed.
Dexterity save.
18.
As you're recalling the sword, it has a fish on it, and it's heading towards you, blade first. And you notice this at the last second. move your hand out of the way and then grab the handle.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so now you have another fish. Shizeno, make me a...
What does this fish look like?
It looks the same, actually.
Oh, it's the same kind?
Yeah. So you were going to catch this fish, and then it like swam off. You see like a swarm of these fish like kind of going towards you, and one tries to bite you, but then it goes like into your armor and gets like stuck.
Count it.
Do I think I could trust that to happen more than once?
Probably not, because that was a nat one.
New strategy.
I was just gonna let them all grab on. Alright, well, I guess if they're all coming at me, I would probably recognize that's not a good thing. So I guess I'll take hold of the one, and so that it doesn't like let go. Then I'll carry it up.
Yeah. So you have 4 raw fish.
We have 5 crew members, correct?
Yes.
I was gonna say, didn't I have those brownies? So we have 1 extra day compared to the other 3 of you.
I would say, we might need 1 more if you don't mind, just so that we all have something to eat.
I mean, this is gonna give us 1 day of food, and we're maybe halfway there.
I know. That's a valid point, Abby.
You can just go.
I'm pretty good at fishing.
As long as we
Yeah.
get to where we're going or find a port within 7 days of running out of food, we won't die.
Yeah, I mean, we can just keep fishing, I guess, until
We could
we
just
go for it.
become hunter-gatherers.
Exactly.
Return to the wild.
Did we get 1 more fish?
I mean, I can go back in if you want me to. It's a little dangerous.
Why is it dangerous?
They hunt.
There's like a whole swarm of them coming, trying to eat me. So
Interesting. Whole swarm. Do you want to search through the supplies on the boat and see if there's any nets or anything?
There are there's nets like on the sides, like so that way you can kind of climb back onto the boat.
Do y'all want to try and figure out a way to use those nets to catch that swarm?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
That's why I'm the leader, obviously.
if we put
Got you in the situation in the first place.
if we put Shizeno in the net, lower into the water till all the fish are in the net as well, and then all of us pull up very quickly.
I look at Wyatt hoping that they'll say no, but I don't do whatever he tells me to do.
Wait, why do they like you? Why are they interested in you?
I think they're hungry
Out in the
too.
water.
Oh, well, guess what? We have some bait fish here.
I don't think they considered cannibalism like we did, so I don't know if it'll work.
I mean, we can cut it up so it's unrecognizable. I don't know.
But then if this doesn't work, then we also don't have those fish to eat.
It's that or someone goes hungry tonight. What do y'all think?
I'll help with the net. I just don't want to get in it.
Here's what we'll do. We'll cut up one of our fish as bait, and we'll see if they'll go after smell of meat. So I guess I'm still steering the boat. Does somebody want to cut up the fish?
Sure.
Shizeno, go ahead and cut up the fish a little bit, and then put it in the net. And then we will lower the net into the water, and then once the school of fish is in the net, we'll pull the net up. That'll give us our school of fish.
Sure. Okay.
Or are you gonna slice the fish up with a giant sword?
It's not long. I mean, like the blade itself isn't that long. I'll just hold it near the blade. The blade's only like a foot long or 2 feet. Or I'll just borrow a knife from someone.
I was gonna say I have a small knife.
With
Yeah, that'd probably be easier. Yeah, so I'll ask Abby to borrow a knife so I can cut it up.
Yes, it is from my scholar's pack, so I don't think it has dagger stats. So it's just called a small knife.
I'll do what I can with that. I don't know how big the fish is in comparison, so it might be rough, but
the dagger.
I don't get a dagger either.
I do. I have 2. You can borrow one to cut your fish up if you need.
How big is this fish? Would I need a knife or would a dagger be better?
About the same.
I already have the knife. I'll just use the knife. Do I have to do anything?
No, you chop it up.
I'll put it wherever Wyatt wants it.
Who's in charge of the net?
I'll say, who wants to be in charge of pulling up the net?
Not me, I'm very weak.
I guess I'll do it.
Abby, do you mind steering the boat while I help?
No, that's fine.
So I'll let Abby steer the boat, and I will help. I will get in position to pull up the net.
Okay.
Hey, Shizeno, don't you think maybe it would be a good idea if you go down in the water and watch to make sure all the fish are in the net, and then signal us once all the fish get into the net, so that we know that we're pulling up fish and not pulling up an empty net?
And that sounds like a bad idea to me, but
Can you just see fine underwater? Like better than us?
I mean, you're a fast
I'm-
swimmer. You could get away from that pack of fish, right?
I don't know about that. Maybe. Well, let me see. Underwater. What would underwater be considered? Would that be considered dim light?
Yeah.
'Cause I can see in dim light as if it were bright light, and in darkness as if it were dim light. I can see into the ethereal plane, all within 30 feet of me, and I can discern color in darkness. So I think.
If you get swarmed by fish, I'll jump in there and start stabbing fish for you.
Well, I was gonna say, if they're on net duty, Din could just like hold your ankles, put your head under the water, and you could give us like a thumbs up or something.
That could work too, yeah. That's a good idea.
If I'm doing that, I would want to take my armor off, but then if he drops me, it's going to be really bad. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Why? What do you think?
I'm just afraid that you would be more of a distraction than the bait.
Yeah, I agree with Wyatt.
Well, they follow the bait because it's all bloody and chopped up, right? You don't have any open wounds on you, do you?
No, I guess not.
So they'd probably be more attracted to the bleeding meat, right?
You know that they can go in swarms and...
Alright. Well, now that I'm realizing that, then I'm fine going in the water. As long as the bait's in there first, I'll wrap the net around them myself.
Okay. All right. I think we have a plan then.
I will take my armor off in case someone needs to pull me in.
I'll give you the help action so it's twice as fast. Else
Alright,
we're gonna be
so-
standing around for like 10 minutes while you take armor off.
Whoever has the bait, put the bait in the net, and we'll start lowering it down. And Shizeno can jump in and figure out if the fish are in the net or not.
All right. Shizeno has the bait, is putting the bait in the water, and is getting in the water.
Oh, someone else is putting the bait in, right? I don't think it was me.
You currently have it, you cut it up.
Oh, wait, who wants it? Am I putting it in the net?
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
you can just
holding
put it in the
I
net. It's
guess
gonna
I'll
take
put
us a few minutes
I
to
guess
lower
I'll put
the.
bait
Here's
in
the
there.
thing. I need to wash my hands, and someone else needs to put this in the net. Because I don't want this shit all over my hands when I jump in the water.
Okay, I'll hold out my hand and I'll say I'll put the bait in the net.
I want to wash my hands like off like the side of the ship or something. Like, at the other side. I actually completely forgot that I was the one that cut it up. That would have gotten me.
So I put the fish in the net, and I start low after Shizeno's washed his hands, and I start lowering with the help of Aerolith the net into the water.
Almost immediately, these fish start like swarming around and like kind of biting and stuff. Are you getting in the water, or you're just having Din lower you in?
I'm just gonna dive in, but not on the side of the net, obviously. The other side.
Okay.
Jump in on the other side, then swim around.
Yeah.
Before you can even like get over to the other side, there's just like dozens of fish kind of like swimming back and forth near this net.
Can we tell that?
Yeah, actually, because it's like almost immediately as
Like a
you're.
frenzy.
Yeah. Are you waiting for Shizeno to signal you?
No, I think my intuition would say before they're able to
Fight through the net.
the net or eat all of the food. I'm gonna say, all right. I guess we didn't need Shizeno's help. Aerolith, let's start tugging. Let's bring these fish into the boat.
You're saying that loud enough for me to hear? Well, I haven't jumped yet, right? That's what she said?
If you're going at the same time that they're lowering it, then yes. But
I was gonna go shortly after it hit the water, basically.
oh,
Like right after the net hit the water so that they would be distracted by the bait.
Can I see off the side of the ship?
yeah,
Can I see Shizeno in the water?
yeah. Just as Shizeno dives into the water.
As we start to pull up, I'll use message and say, I guess we didn't need you. You can just hop back in.
Yeah, I'll get in. I'll get back in real quick. Because if they're pulling the bait back out, they're not gonna come at me.
Oh, wait, no, message can be through solid objects if I'm familiar with you. Nice. Forgot about that.
Athletics check, both of you.
Mine's an 8.
27?
I'm going to use one of my portents to make Wyatt's dice roll a 17.
You're both pulling this up, and like Wyatt's rope like slips for a second, but then you manage to like get like a deep grab on it and pull at the same rate you are Arrow, and you guys managed to get 13 fish.
Wow.
But it looks like maybe about a quarter of the rope has been like sort of shredded by these fish.
Okay, so 13 fish, 13 divided by, we have 5 people.
Yes.
Well, so you have 13 from the net plus the 4 that you had before.
Well, we used one as bait, right?
Oh yeah, so 13, so you have 16.
So
Yeah, we have-
3 days worth of food plus another attempt at fishing, potentially.
And how many days are left?
I mean, depends on how long you take to get there, plus getting back.
But once we're there, we could probably scavenge for more stuff to take on the way back, right?
Maybe.
Could just be a sandbar in the middle of the ocean.
True.
It's
We
only
can
like
get sand.
half a mile long.
So we have food for a couple days. I guess we can keep sailing and try this again once we run out.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, so I guess we'll keep sailing.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys come across some like floating debris as you're kind of like sailing past.
What does it look like? Can I get a closer look?
Looks like there's some crates and barrels and some broken planks. Yeah.
Does any of the crates and barrels look like they're still intact?
Yeah. There's at least one crate and one barrel.
I'm gonna say, hey guys, it looks like there's some stuff over there from the wreckage, maybe some supplies.
Oh shit.
Maybe we should go check
wow.
that out.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go check it out.
Show.
Could be some rations or something, or another net.
Yeah. So you managed to hoist both of these things up onto the ship. Yeah, so you have a barrel and a crate.
I guess I'll try to pry it open, one of them with my sword.
The crate or the?
I'll go for the crate, yeah.
Okay. So you open that up, and it looks like there's a whole bunch of salted meats.
Salted meats, guys. I'm gonna grab a piece of it and take a bite.
It's very salty.
Really salty, so it's probably not rotten.
Well, what a lucky find. I'm very, very glad we came across this.
Hopefully we have some water to wash that down.
Pop this barrel open. Let's see what's in this motherfucker.
Yes, you managed to get the top off the barrel, and it is full of rum.
This is a pretty good find.
Not helpful.
So how many rations would I assume that I have?
From the meat, your thing is probably full.
So many.
Yeah, maybe like a month's worth.
Oh, cool. Okay, so we definitely have enough. Are we running out of water as well?
Yeah, I mean, you didn't replenish your water supply, so.
Does it look like it's gonna rain soon? Like imminently?
Not imminently, no.
Damn. Can I ask Dan if he can pray to his goddess to make it rain?
I think he would. A breeze kicks up. He says things like, "Wow, I really wish there was like a huge, like big city out here. It would be so great. There'd be fresh water. It would come down in buckets." And you see a little bit of lightning flash in the storm that's kind of like brewing on the horizon, but it seems pretty far away.
I'm gonna like try to like slide the rum barrel over to the side of the boat, or if there's like an opening where the water goes out. I forget what those things are called. I'm going to start dumping out the rum so we have a barrel to catch water.
I'm going to say, good thinking, Abby.
Do you see this, Sarah? She drank so much rum that she just passed out. Yeah, make me a strength check.
I'm so weak.
Can I like help her?
Yeah.
It's either a 13 or a 9, so 13 minus 1 is 12.
Okay. Yeah, that's enough to like get a decent amount out of it, and then it becomes lighter, so you're able to dump all this rum.
Wait, how low are we on water?
You got like, you say about 2 days of water left.
I'm gonna have to start going into the water once a day instead of drinking for the sake of keeping water for them. All I know is I have to either submerge once a day or drink twice as much water as a normal person once a day. So I gotta get water.
Yeah, I'll probably take Shizeno aside at some point and be like, I've noticed you drinking a lot of water. What's your relationship with water?
I'm very thirsty.
That's it?
And what's your relationship with water?
It's a bit more normal. I'm not that thirsty.
I'm sorry. I'll try to drink less.
I mean, no, you're fine. Drink as much as you feel comfortable. I just want to make sure you're okay.
Well, I'm fine. I just missed the water. It's fine.
All right.
Arrow, you wake up after drinking like as much, finding this barrel. You like drank as much rum as you like possibly could. You're like, oh, this is the best. And then you like passed out in a drunken stupor. And then you wake up and the entire rum barrel is empty.
Oh my god.
So yeah, you think that you drank it all.
I guess I'll be silently proud of myself.
Yeah, so the wind starts to pick up a bit as the sky gets kind of like very murky. So the waves start to pick up and get like very choppy.
I'm also gonna say once the wind like really starts picking up, we should bring the sails in so they don't get all fucked.
It seems like there isn't any more like lightning, but it starts to downpour.